Hey everyone, this is Crystal here, training manager for Agent Locator. I just wanted to put this quick video together for all of y'all just with respect to Twilio so that everyone has a better understanding as to why you want to use Twilio and why you should get it. So Twilio is definitely one of my favorite features in the system. I have been with Agent Locator prior to Twilio, and let me tell you, it has changed things immensely for myself. It's just absolutely wonderful. Now, one of the key benefits of Twilio, of course, is that automation aspect. So anyone that is running lead gen through us on a buyer campaign, those incoming leads are going to automatically receive a text message from you 5 minutes after they register. Now, of course, you need the Twilio in order for this to work. It does not work if you don't have Twilio because there's nothing to send that message out with. Why you should have this is we're not always available. I can tell you from experience that I was on sales with Agent Locator here, and I sat at my desk all throughout the day. And I can tell you that when a new lead came in, I could not reach out to that person personally within 5 minutes. It's very difficult to do. So Twilio just picks up the pieces when you may not be available too. So you could be out with your family, out on showings, out on inspections, and you get a new lead. You can rest assured that the system has an attempted communication effort with that lead without you doing anything. You may even get that lead to respond to you, and still you may be in a position where you normally wouldn't have even attempted to engage in that lead yet just because you weren't able to. So Twilio is definitely going to help with that. All these text messages that encounter through the Twilio number will stay here indefinitely. So whether you're reactioning that lead in 3 days from now, 3 months from now, or 3 years from now, all those past communications are going to be right here in that leads dashboard, which is definitely going to help you with managing that database for sure. All incoming texts are going to come to your cell phone. So if you're not at your desk and a lead responds to an auto text communication, you can respond on the go, just no differently than somebody else that sends you a text message, but with the advantage of this updating with every response back and forth. So it's pretty cool that way. Now, Twilio is also going to help you with invalid numbers. So it's not uncommon that, there's people out there where they give you fake numbers. It is what it is. Doesn't matter what industry or what lead gen provider you're using, there are going to be those people. The benefit of the Twilio is that if you mark that phone number as being invalid in this system, this is telling the system to try to get a valid number from that lead. So when that lead goes on your website, checking out the listings that you've sent them, it's not going to allow them to fully action that listing until they give you a valid number. And they give you that number, and a PIN similar to this is then sent out to that lead, and they have to administer that into the website in order to gain access. So you then actually turn some of those invalid numbers, which all your competition is going to have, all the invalid numbers, into valid numbers. So you're one step ahead already with that. So that is 2 important features with respect to the Twilio. Now, 2 more cool features with respect to SMS is, 1, the ability to mass SMS. So if I wanted to send a message to all of these 102 people right now, I can do that. I can send them a text message, get responses, pick up when I might be falling behind, or maybe I want to let them know about something and advertise it. Everyone looks at their cell phones and looks at their text messages. So it's a great way to communicate with your database, and again, having all those responses and information within the system. Another cool feature that you can use that SMS for is your campaigns. So if you're building out email campaigns in our system, you can incorporate auto SMS. So let's say you send them an email on day 1. You can have the system automatically follow up with them with a text message the day after, and boom, you might be out, having fun with your friends, and you're connecting with these leads and managing your database while you're not sitting here. So that is another great feature with the SMS feature. And now I want to get into your dialer. So calling your leads. One of the major components of an effective conversion process is logging everything. So logging your calls is one of the hardest things for anyone to do. It doesn't matter what industry. But we need to know when we last tried to call someone or when we last spoke to someone, so we know when we should be doing that again. And again, if you're not logging everything, then we're just kind of going on off of a whim, and leads are going to slip through the cracks nonetheless. So if we open up a lead, I'm just going to open this up here so that I can dial this lead here. Twilio is going to automatically log everything for you. So it doesn't matter if you're making that call or receiving that call. It's going to be logged. And so that's going to help you with your filters that we'll go over in just a second. But it's also going to record those conversations as well. So you're going to have a little bit more effective follow-up by having everything logged in the system. So when we make a call, we simply click on the phone number and hit dial lead. We initiate the call. Now we can look over here that there's 7 calls total on this lead. So just by me making this initial call, I'm not even going to do anything. I'm going to hang up here. If I refresh the page, we're now going to see that there's 8 calls on this lead. If I go to my notes and call section, we're also going to see that there's a recording there. So this recording can become very useful when you're very busy, right? We're always making notes on our calls, but let's say you're on the road and you have a lead call you. You can rest assured that that call is being recorded. So you can always go back to the office and listen to that recording if you have to, make adjustments to their search, make your notes, whatever it may be. Or if you have an admin working for you, you can say, hey, Crystal, pull up that lead so-and-so. I just got off the phone with them. Can you listen to the call, update their search, and send them those listings right away? So it's just allowing you to collaborate that much better with your team, with the database, you know, making sure all your T's are crossed, all your I's are dotted. And we, as Agent Locator, if you are in training or on lead gen, we do offer you training for an effective follow-up, and some of that has to do with your filters. And these filters are going off of your calls. Many of them. So knowing when you last called them, when to call them again, whether you've yet to call them or whether you've made contact with them. So they're all consistent with an effective follow-up to gain those conversions overall. It's also great and recommended 100% for teams. If you are a team lead and you're going to have agents in here, you need to use Twilio. These are your leads. These aren't the agent's leads. And so what ultimately ends up happening, and I am encountering it right now, is that somebody's working these leads and they're doing it all from their personal device. Well, guess what happens when that person leaves the team? All the communications go with them. So you don't want that to happen. You want all the communications in a dashboard. So whether, again, you're actioning that person in 3 days, 3 months, or 3 years, it's all in there. Regardless of who's in that account, they can see all that information, and you guys can have a more genuine and catered follow-up with those individuals. They're never feeling like they're being tossed around. Everyone has all the details that they need. It's also going to allow you to track statistics. So Twilio, you're able to see, you know, how many agents, including yourselves, are making calls, how many calls, the length of calls, all that stuff to help you manage and improve your results. If you have any questions with respect to Twilio, feel free to reach out to myself or any of our training staff. You can also reach out to support@agentlocator.ca.